Yeah, so that was like daily life thing. And then in the hospital when I was 13 years old, my parents took me to hospital because I was a bad stomachache. And then we don't have like X-ray machines. We don't have MRI, none of that. Just doctor rubs your belly, and then he says, "Oh, we need to operate on her. I think her like appendix were bursting or something." So that afternoon, they cut me open without any anesthesia. And but it's normal thing. People in North Korea operation without anesthesia. But the chances of you going through surgery is a lot higher for you getting infected because we don't have penicillin. The nurse is using a 1 needle to inject every single patient. So who do you know what the other person has? You get from actually more sick by being in the hospital.
Right.
And this is where we don't, of course, have an indoor bathroom for the patient. We have to go outside. And in between there's a piles of dead human bodies. And that's when I was seeing this, somehow rats eating human eyes first, for some reason.
Because they're probably soft and easy to eat.
And these women, I don't know, in my age probably, short hair, wearing these flower pants, and when they're dead, all like their mouth is somehow open, and their all eyes are hollow, and you see children like looking at the rats and laughing and chasing them, and adults telling them like, "Don't eat those, you're gonna get sick from it." But of course, kids don't care. Like even finding a rat is delicacy, because even finding a snake is a big prize. You don't find those like often.
So they were finding the rats and then just trying to eat them?
Yeah.
Were they eating them raw?
Sometimes if you find the skin, you do, but they do find some like fire and roast them.
So they were excited to find a rat to eat.
Yeah,
so they were catching them with their hands.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course they do catch them around with their hands. And these piles of human bodies, like she was on top. That's why I was able to see her wearing this flower pants till this, and then like her eyes are so hollow. It's like when you look at the human body, like nothing is left. I think that's what. It's not like just death is sad. It's just like how it becomes nothing, so empty inside. She does not know the shame or pain. Just she was lying there like that, and you see children just chasing them and laughing and try to catch the rats.
And the children didn't feel anything being around the dead bodies. Just it was normal.
It's our daily normal thing. Seeing a death is like our daily life.
And they would eat the rats, and then they would get sick, and some of them would die.
Yeah. A lot of them die.
And then the rats would eat them.
Yeah. It's like the cycle we talk about. It's like that's spring is for North Korea, a season of death.
And so the diseases that they would get from the rats, they were willing to risk those diseases just because of hunger.
Because there's a North Korean proverb. There's no wish for the person who died after their stomach is full. So even in middle of the earthquake, the North Koreans not try to run. So my mom was talking about the tale when she was in the university. There's an earthquake happening. And do you know what these students doing? Is not running out of the building and try to survive. They go to kitchen. So before they die, they eat at least. So they can die. So if you have that promise of eating a one meal, they're going to risk everything for that.
So it's just an entire country in a perpetual state of starvation.
Yeah. I remember playing with this game with my sister as a young girl. I never ate till I felt full. So I would compare myself. I tell her like I can eat 100 bread, and she's like I can eat the mountains of bread. I can eat like 10,000 more than what you just said, because I don't know the limits of my stomach. Because I never tested it.
So you always were hungry.
Always hungry. Never felt full.
So you escaped. So your father was arrested for trading in metals, right? And he was just trying to find resources, trying to get money for the black market for food and things like that. Yeah, is that what it was?
To get us alive. He had to, because regime does not provide food for the people. So they had to break the law, which is trading, to survive. Right? Without trading, how do we even survive? So he was trading these metals, and he got caught, and that's how he sent to prison camp.
And how long was he in prison for?
Several years, but he was sentenced to more than 10 years. So I think he was totally in prison 3-4 years. But he got out for sick leave, which is had to go back once he got better. But of course, in North Korea, that's like who cares if you die. He was a very smart guy, so he tricked the guard, saying, "If you get me out for the sick leave, I'm gonna get you money." Because North Korea is the most corrupt country that you can find right now in today's world. So corrupt.
So